Think you can move that wall or add that outlet later? Not so fast. Your pre-drywall walkthrough is your real last chance to make changes, and missing this step may cost you big time. So what exactly is a pre-drywall walkthrough and why does it matter? The pre-drywall walkthrough is your last opportunity to walk through the home before drywall. It's in the framing condition or the skeletal stage of your new construction home. This is critical because once the drywall is installed, it's much more complicated, time-consuming, and expensive if you want to make any changes. Think of it as your last chance to catch any potential issues or make any wish list adjustments before it's too late. Now, let's go through the nitty-gritty. Which things can the builder still accommodate and make changes at this time frame? The good news is that there are still a few things that the builders can accommodate and make repairs on in this pre-drywall framework. Starting with electrical outlets and light switches. Do you need an extra outlet in the floor in your living room for your floor lamp? Did you notice that the lights in the dining switches are in an awkward position? This is the time to voice your concern and what you want specifically for your home. It's so much easier for electricians to move or add these outlets right now before drywall. I recently had a frame walk for my client in Summerlin. They're currently building in a brand new construction community, and what we noticed on the frame walk were two things in the pantry. First, there was only one recessed light in the ceiling for their pantry, and their pantry was relatively big. So I suggested it would be a really good idea to add another secondary recessed lights in the ceiling. The second thing I noticed is that their electrical outlet dedicated to the pantry was located on the bottom corner. I knew that my clients were going to do a beautiful built-in custom pantry after closing. So I asked them, wouldn't it make more sense if your outlet is actually counter level so that in the event you do a counter space within your pantry, you have your outlet right there for maybe your toaster or your coffee maker or any other appliances? They agreed, so we asked the superintendent to move the outlet that was on the bottom corner all the way to counter level within their pantry. Plumbing rough-ins. Coming from Japan, everyone asked me if I'm a big fan of the Toto bidet toilets. And of course, the answer is yes. And for all of my clients that are interested in having a bidet in their bathroom, it's a must-have to have an electric outlet in their bathroom. So those are the things that we'll be talking about in these walkthroughs. Are you planning to have a bidet in your primary bathroom or maybe even your guest bathroom? And if so, it makes sense to make sure and to confirm with your electrician that you have an outlet there for your bidet needs. Other things we talk about is, just to give you an example, in your primary bathroom, the location of your faucet. Does it make sense to have it on the right side of your wall or maybe in front of you? That's a personal preference, and if you have a specific preference, like many of my buyers do, this may be a time to voice that opinion so that the superintendent can move those faucets to where you want it to be. Another thing that's actually my pet peeve is the location of your soap niche. Do you guys know what a soap niche is? Well, it's an insert within the walls in your primary bathroom or your secondary bathroom where you could put your shampoo bottles so that you're not putting them on the floor or you don't have to buy a random stand from the store. Doesn't it look so much more nice and clean and organized if you have a soap niche embedded within those walls? So the orientation of this soap niche has been a recent conversation with my buyers. Depending on where your soap niche is within your primary bathroom, you could do it vertically or horizontally. Personally, I have a lot of shampoos and different things that I use in my primary bathroom. So personally, I would rather do a horizontal so I could place more bottles there versus the vertical niche. What do you guys think? Definitely a personal decision. Moving on to low voltage wiring. This includes things like cable outlets, Ethernet ports, and wire speakers. Let's say you love to entertain family and guests and you want to have these built-in speakers indoors and outdoors in your entertaining area. This is the time to have these conversations with your electrician to make sure that all your low voltage needs are specifically where you want them. Another question to ask is, do you want to have a TV in your outdoor spaces? And if the answer is yes, let's make sure we have electrical for your TV. This is very important for a lot of my buyers who are big sports fans. They want to be able to see all their games wherever they are in their home. So this is the time to have these conversations about where you want to place your TVs, in which spaces, and what's most important for you and your family. And lastly, minor adjustments on framing. In some cases, you may have the opportunity to make adjustments on non-load-bearing walls. This is definitely based on builders and communities, but I've had clients make slight adjustments, especially if you had a certain certain area where you wanted to do, for example, a built-in cabinetry. And let's say you wanted some of the non-load-bearing walls to be adjusted slightly to accommodate what you're looking for. That could be a possibility, but it's case by case. So make sure your buyer's agent checks with the builder and the community to make sure that's possible as well. By the way, if we haven't met yet, konnichiwa, my name is Kaori Nagao, your global real estate advisor helping you find your new home. Whether it's a new construction home or a resale home, anywhere in the world, I'll be more than happy to help you. Remember, I have referral partners within my Sotheby's network in every city, in every market, so please feel free to reach out to me for any of your real estate needs. If you're thinking about making a move, let's connect. Scan the QR code on the screen, or you can find my contact details in the description below. I love it when I hear from you, so keep commenting, engaging, and let's keep going. I've heard stories from my colleagues here at Sotheby's where they would conduct a frame walk inspection and they've realized that a wall is missing. And you heard me right. Let's say one of the buyers had made an upgrade to convert one of the loft spaces into an additional bedroom because they had additional children. Well, during the frame walk, my colleague went around, walked through the home, and realized that the loft was still a loft with no walls, and it was missing walls to become that additional bedroom. So frame walk inspection is very crucial because this is the time to notice these things. We want to make sure we get these all adjusted before drywall, because once drywall happens, don't you think it's going to take a lot more time and energy to remove those walls or add those walls in those areas that were needed? But as you can imagine, there are things at this stage that cannot be changed. So let me go through the list of items that cannot be changed at this point. Starting with foundation and load-bearing walls. These are the structural backbones of your home. Moving or altering these walls could compromise the integrity of your build of the home, so at this stage, it is not possible. The engineering and permits are finalized at this stage. Major plumbing and HVAC relocation. Significant changes to the water lines, the sewer lines, and the heat and the cool duct lines can be significantly expensive to change at this stage. These systems are designed and installed per specification and are extremely difficult to modify, especially after all the rough-ins are completed. Windows and door placements. While minor adjustments may be possible at this stage based on the builder and the community, relocations of doors or maybe even your big sliders cannot be modified at this stage. Those are all structural elements, and at this stage, we cannot change any of the structural elements that would definitely affect the aesthetics of your exterior home finish. And lastly, the overall floor plan. By the time you're at this pre-drywall stage, the fundamental layout of your home is complete. It is impossible to move or rearrange any of your floor plans that you have confirmed. The key takeaway here is being prepared. Before your pre-drywall walkthrough, be prepared and review all those blueprints that you've collected throughout the whole process. Look at all the different optional upgrades that you've done structurally to the house. Look at all the design elements and all the upgrades that you've made to the home at the design center, as well as other low voltage and other additional meetings that you may have had. It's so important to visualize your daily lifestyle and your routines in this new home. Think about your preferences when it comes to your furniture placements and lighting. Bring a checklist and don't be afraid to ask questions to both your buyer's agent and to the superintendent. Let me share with you some of my pro tips. Pro tip 1, hire a third-party frame walk inspector to conduct a frame walk inspection prior to you doing the frame walk with your buyer's agent and the superintendent. Now remember, some builders do not allow a frame walk inspection, so make sure you check with your buyer's agent, and if this is very important to you, make sure before you sign that purchase agreement to confirm with the sales contact and the builder that you're allowed to do a frame walk inspection. Usually for my buyers, I have the frame walk inspection done a couple days before the frame walk inspection with my buyer and the superintendent. That way, we have a summary report in our hands, ready to go, so that we could check on some of these things that were identified by the third-party inspector. Call it a cheat sheet. I love having the summary there so that we could point out all the things that the inspector had called out and have a conversation with the superintendent to get their feedback. Are these things common, or are you going to be addressing it right away before? And if there are things that need to be addressed before drywall, let's say, for example, your anchors are loose and it needs to be tightened, wouldn't you want to make sure you go back and make sure those anchors are tightened before drywall? I hope you do. Certainly, I, as your buyer's agent, will take the opportunity to come back to the home to make sure that all the repairs are completed before the drywall installation begins. Pro tip number 2, I highly recommend my buyers to film and document the pre-drywall inspection and the walkthrough. It's so important for my clients to document this so that they understand what is behind each wall, and if they're able to, for example, place their big mega TV on one of the walls and make sure that there's no additional plumbing or additional pipes behind the wall that could affect them from doing that installation. And in most cases, for those areas where you would be installing your TV, let's say in your great room or in your primary bedroom, those would have reinforced backing to it so that you know you could exactly place your TV in whatever shape or form in that placement. This walkthrough is a collaborative effort between you as the buyer and the builder. It is your last chance to ensure that everything has been built to specifications and that you're not missing anything. Take your time and be thorough. Don't be shy to ask questions to your superintendent and your buyer's agent. What questions do you have about pre-drywall walkthrough? Let us know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to comment and engage with you. If you want to stay updated on new construction, market trends, and living in Las Vegas, make sure you check out one of my videos surrounding me. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for finding me. It'll make me really happy if you could smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're made aware of my weekly content. I am this close to reaching 10,000 subscribers, so if you found this video educational, feel free to share it with your friends and family. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Keep commenting and engaging with me. I love it when I hear from you, and see you on the next one.